Now, is anything not breakable?
Technically, okay, there's situations where every combo kind of puts you in a scenario where there should be something, if it starts on the ground, that has a breakable moment. I'll show one with Saberwolf as an example that has a very short breakable moment. Never mind. Hold on a sec. That is... I'll set it up. I'm actually trying to remember what it is. Here we go. Execution. So that was just lights. The only thing that was breakable there was the light attack. And he can break it.
The light after the little slide.
After the little slide, because the slidey thing is still an opener, technically.
Oh,
Watch, look that's at right. I forgot you using
opener. Opener, yeah, but then it goes.
Why
is
that an opener?
Because this thing is just light, medium, and heavy.
Oh, that's normal.
These are just normal.
Those are normals.
Yeah. Only Saberwolf can do Street Fighter Cross Tekken style combos with his punches. So I'm gonna turn this one into this. So what I just did was I did a manual, which is probably the next part of the things we should talk about. So when you mash buttons after your opener, you get doubles. They're called auto doubles, light, mediums, and heavies. We just talked about it. But there's a point of which you can delay, because the doubles happen after a certain window. But if you wait past that window and you have moves that just fit the frame data, like can just attack, that's called a manual. So for example, with Saberwolf,
they're essentially like links in Street Fighter.
They're links.
They're links. So what I'm doing now, I'm going to put a medium manual attack into Ender. What essentially means he has to break the medium manual, and that's like 5 frames.
And it's only one hit.
And it's only one hit, because it lasts the hit stun.
Only hit stun is when
only the hit stun is the breakable period, and that's very short depending on what you do. So I can do like...
See, and I tried...
So you're in a hit stain...
hit stain.
Hit stain, there you go.
You're in a hit stun, I don't know.
Just think of it like Street Fighter
You're
style.
in hit stun longer when you're in a double.
Oh yeah, way longer, and it's the case for everybody. It's kind of across the board. When the hit stun of light doubles, medium doubles, and heavy doubles is the same across the board. So like you can break lights for like 10 frames. Let's say mediums are like 15 and heavies are like 20 to 22.
Okay.
But when you put a manual in there, so hard. It's actually very hard to do.
It's really hard to do manuals in this game.
So there's the light manual right there, and that whatever that hit stun lasted, I'm gonna do that light manual. I'm gonna do that exact same combo. Try to break it.
Yeah, it was already over before. As soon as I saw manual.
There's no way he can react to it. So I'll try a medium.
Even I knew it was coming. I was just waiting to see it so I could react to it, and it's extremely hard to actually catch.
Mash light. Even on mashing, it doesn't work.
Is that because you did it too early?
No, it's...
Got it that time.
And that's like... First of all, I had to know that he was going to do lights. Second, and then the other thing is, he did a manual. So if I would have guessed wrong, I would have... I mean, even if I would have guessed right and it was late, I would have got locked out for 3 seconds. Manuals are kind of like the great equalizer to the people that just know how to do doubles, as opposed to the people that actually practice the execution and can get in there with the manuals, because those are going to be the hardest things to break in this game.
Exactly, and this is where the game's already evolving to. A lot of the people in the higher ranks are already doing manual combos, because they're trying to get you like afraid of what to do here. Right. Problem is, manual is essentially CVS2.
Yeah, and then the other thing too is that what I noticed is with manuals, you get less damage.
Yes.
Because there's only just one hit.
Because an auto double does 2 hits.
Right.
It is less damage, but it is more confirmable damage. Once again, leading to high risk, high reward.
I see.
It also builds KV less.
It also does build less KV because it's only 1 hit. Damn.
It's so hard. I haven't really messed around with manuals too much.
Dude, Saberwolf's manual after that, I was trying at Super Arcade like a couple of days ago. I couldn't, it was so hard, I could not get it.
Tip for anyone playing Saberwolf, the best thing you can manual off is this thing. It has a ton of extra frames.
Yeah, it does.
A lot more extra frames.
Does training mode, because I saw in the Dojo mode, the tutorial, I saw on one of the streams, that they actually have that bell sound that shows you the manual timing.
There is an audible cue that'll tell you the manual timing of how to break manuals.
Even in the actual game, or is this just
in the
training?
game? In the game. And then Dojo mode in the game teaches you how to do all this stuff.
Okay.
No, but I mean, when you're fighting against each other, you don't hear that bell.
No.
No.
But it's just in training mode.
In Dojo mode, it'll give you an audio cue.
It'll
Can
even
you do it even in this training mode right
Not
here?
in this one. The audio cues and that special stuff. It even does things where it's like, break these mediums. And if you break it with a heavy, it says that was a heavy. This time, use the 2 medium attacks. So it actually recognizes what you screwed up on and teaches you what to do right. And the same thing with manuals, like you pressed it too late. Try a little bit earlier, and then actually gives you an audio cue the next time.
Now, this manual that you've been doing is after a special move, which is the opener.
Yes.
Is that where all manuals are, or is that just in this case?
Pretty much. Yeah. Like, so the thing is that when I'm gonna do a different combination of manuals. I'll try it.
Okay.
So I can.
You can keep looping it.
Yeah. Oh my god.
So manuals.
Yeah, I see.
That's
So
so hard to break.
manuals
You
only
have no idea.
manuals only take the place of doubles.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, not so. In other words,
I was gonna ask if they fit into the formula.
Yeah.
So they still fit into the formula. They just replace auto doubles. So the thing is, if you want to try breaking manual combos, what's your best bet? I'm not going to break that single button, but the linker is a 1/3 guess.
Yes.
So you can guess on what linker they're using, because the linker is still a linker. It's still a light, medium, or heavy special move, but you have to guess in that
And it
situation.
also seems like if you're always doing doubles that are breakable, even though the manuals do less damage, you'll do a manual because then they'll lock themselves out,
Exactly.
and then you can get your
and then
free
you get your
damage.
free doubles and free
Right.
damage. So that's how a lot of manuals are set up. And a lot of the time, people are just happy with getting my 10% right here, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
I
it's
can see
just
that.
free damage. And what's nice about Saberwolf has a really easy manual setup. Because he can do light, medium, like this thing again after a special move.
Oh, okay.
Light, medium, heavy, ender. So, light, medium, heavy, and I screwed it up.
Yeah.
And he broke light that time.
'cause
So
I
check
knew it was coming though.
check this out. I went to the medium to heavy instead of the light to medium to heavy. So you're at a huge advantage if you do manuals. However, they're hard as hell. They're the equivalent of pretty much 1 and 2 frame lengths throughout the most game.
1 and 2, really?
Yes. There are some that are much easier, but if you use light attacks, much easier to pull off manuals. But at the same time, you're getting no damage.
Are there any manuals into manuals? Is that ever?
I haven't found anything like that yet. I've tried a lot of different stuff, but just like doing, you can technically do, like check this out. That's a light. That's 2 manuals technically. If I can get it. I'm doing a light manual into another light manual, but this is just frame data at that point.
Right.
You know, it's just Street Fighter 4 light into light. Because I'm ignoring the auto double window that happens if you mash the button.
So there's some scrub in the chat by the name of Level Up Your Game.
Oh my goodness, that guy.
But he's asking
Alex Valley.
He's still alive?
Actually, no, that's the different Level Up. That's
Rip.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
No, but he's asking. He said, talk about manual cancels. I don't even know what a manual cancel is.
Manual
No idea.
cancels. Brief explanation of what it, because that can mean like 3 different things. Explanation rip. Like, cancel into what?
What are you asking for, Rip?
Because you can technically cancel the manual into a linker, which is essentially how manuals are. It's like you're canceling a button into a special, into a button, into a special. Level up your name. I like that. Yes, I already have Spinal on my exclusive build on the Gamescom.
Now, of course, the people in the chat are much delayed after what we're talking.
Yeah, I know.
So we're either that or Rip just decided to leave or something like that.
Yo,
So.
fuck these guys calling me Alex Valle. And he straight turned off the internet. Threw the modem out the
Actually,
window.
to answer your question, David, for the
Openers and linkers, last 5 frames can be canceled into a manual. You're canceling the last 5 frames of the recovery.
Yeah, it's essentially
openers
what
and
it is. Like, you're ignoring the auto double window for the manual window.
I see. So when you do the manuals, you're canceling the last 5 frames of the move, and then just depending on how long it takes for your move to come out, is whether it connects.
It's all
or
frame
not.
data at that point.
So it really isn't a link in the same Street Fighter sense. It's just its
Well,
own
it still
deal.
has to link, because if you cancel within those last 5 frames, if the move is still too slow,
Yeah.
it still won't connect.
Like
Okay.
this, that's
Oh,
why I
not
like
everything
using
works.
this thing more, because this thing is like plus like maybe 7. So the light comes out in like 3 or 4 frames. So that means that yes, it's gonna hit because I have a 3-frame window. It's like a 3-frame link.
Right.
Okay.
But I know people are gonna ask this immediately. This game has no plinks and no double tapping.
No.
It's just raw. You have to hit it on the frame. That's it.
But negative edge is in there, right?
Yes, negative edge is in there.
It is.
So I think no,
I mean,
pianoing
you should be able to
doesn't
double
technically
tap,
work.
right? Like, I don't know.
I think I've tried double tapping, and no one can confirm if it works, which is ridiculous. Because I'm like, well, it counts as 2 inputs, so it's
Are
got
there?
to.
Are there? Oh, I can see there are inputs on the left side, right?
Yeah,
And
so-
on the right side.
I
Whereas-
think I got a plink the other day. I was actually trying to see if it worked.
So yeah,
But I'm not sure. Like,
Wait, press a button or press 2 buttons at the same time. I just want to see what it shows up as.
Okay.
As 2 buttons at the same time. That makes
yeah,
sense.
and if you screw it up, if I piano it,
it's so hard.
why is it so hard? You're on that one. I'm on that one.
I know. I'm looking at me.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no. Yeah.
So, but if I hold down the button, I do back forward, and I let go of it,
Yeah.
it's a negative edge.
Okay.
So, pianoing should work, but I swear, I'm not pianoing. Double tapping should work, but I swear to God it doesn't.
Yeah.
Like, it just makes, for me personally, I'm just like, screw it, I'm
Okay.
pressing the button all
I
the
mean,
time.
Rip says he does double tap sometimes, so. But some people are talking about shadow counters, or that we already talked about.
We
that,
talked about
right?
it. It's pretty much a rhythm game at that point.
Yeah. Okay.
What about juggles? Haven't really talked about juggles.
Juggles is a great example. So, Saberwolf, for example, you kind of want to get them in the air because you can only... How do I explain this? When you put somebody into the air, if you do a special move, like, it's much easier if I show it to you, because Saberwolf has a setup off of this claw thing that puts you into the air, and you can smack a dude. But if you notice, when they're in the air, it says medium attack, which is technically like kind of like a manual, and you can break that. Like, you can actually...
Break the medium?
It has to be in a combo. Though. That's.
Oh,
that's
I'm
just
not,
raw.
it's not in a combo
Yeah.
yet. You can break that. However, if I do a special move in the air... My bad, I did the wrong one.
We're still learning, guys.
That can't be broken. Any type of like special move like a DP or, you know, a juggling special move of any kind, I can't break any of this stuff. But if he did any attack, any one of the 6 buttons on the controller, yes, I can break that, as long as it's not a
that
special.
as a heavy manual.
Yeah.
So if I do this and I go into the forward heavies,
I see.
Oh,
I don't think you can actually. I think Jago. I was gonna ask you a question earlier when you were talking about unbreakable damage.
Yeah.
Jago's one of the few characters because of his throw characteristic that he can cancel any of his special moves. He can actually get another juggle off that, or he can just get it. I don't think you can do an ender off
That
that.
was just a breaker, right?
That was
I
a
did
That was
break
because
it.
I did a manual.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But on a regular throw into like let's say an uppercut after this,
I can't break that, no.
Oh, okay.
I can
But
break
that
the
was the
heavy.
manual,
I can
yes.
break the heavy, but just do Tiger Fury after this. Heavy. Son.
I don't think
Yeah, just do heavy, just regular heavy Tiger Fury after this one. That
That's a
I can't do
special
anything about that damage.
It's just called a special
So with
attack,
Saberwolf
okay.
as an example, if I did
That's
you
called
can't
a
break
special
any of
attack,
that.
okay.
So the thing with Saberwolf, which is what Rich does to me a lot, the son of a bitch,
Yeah.
he'll do this low into this thing. Alright, that's breakable. Hold on a second. I'm trying to remember what setup he
that
has.
one wasn't. That's a medium attack.
Yeah. Because that's the opener right there, so that shouldn't be breakable.
Yeah, it's not. None of that is because there are shadows, there's special moves. You can't break those in the air.
Pretty light.
So the idea is that you want to keep them juggled for as long as possible.
That makes sense, yeah.
But you have to use your resources. You got to use your meter to get that, and it doesn't do 10% at that point. It does much less. But if I use everything here, that little combo just did solid 20%.
Right.
Not bad.
But also another thing is that juggles build a KV meter really fast.
Yeah, I absolutely do. But you can't, there's nothing in this game that'll bring them back to the ground to continue a combo after a juggle state.
So if you just really need to kill somebody, if you really need to take down that last 20%, you can
him in the
guarantee
air.
yourself that you will take down that 20% at least.
Exactly. Get them in the air, so
Yeah.
something that can't be broken. And if they do anything like that, anything risky as hell like that, so this time, counter break it. Counter break it.
Oh, counter break.
Here comes the next meta of what do I do?
I did counter break it.
Yeah.
I mean, we do it against you.
Alright.
I'm gonna do a heavy. I'm gonna do a standing medium punch after the launcher.
Okay.
Oh, I have to make a combo
Yeah,
out
you
of
have to
it.
make a combo.
that will bring him back down to the ground.
And then there you go.
It restands because it's a counter breaker. Right. So the issue is that if you watch what happened here, I'm gonna don't counter break at all. Okay. He can't punish me.
Yeah, okay.
Its counter breakers are essentially free at that point for the attacker. But are you ballsy enough to risk the extra like 5% that you want to tack on, or do you want to not?
That makes sense. Well, yeah. The thing about it is, you've already done your ender at that point, right? So you've already cashed out all your damage.
Exactly.
So the guy getting juggled by the rest of that, there's almost no
more
reason.
of a risk for him than it is for
way
Max.
more a risk for the other person. So a lot of the times, a lot of characters like Glacius is a great example that relies on doing an ender, and it bounces you into a situation where he has to put a manual in and then set up like his ice blast thing in the air, and that puts you in some crazy like I have to choose which way I gotta block. Oh my god! However, that manual can be broken, but he also knows that as well, so he has to risk going for the setup or the counter breaker. So it ends up being this crazy metagame, like later on, of do you think I'm going to do this, or do you think you'll know that she'll do that type of thing.
Can you start combos from anti-air situations?
Technically, yeah, so jump a bit. I will position you in a perfect way. So yeah, I can do stuff like that.
Is that instant? That thing looks so fast.
No, this is one of the greatest moves in the game. And I'll show you why in a sec. Hold on. Put on hitboxes. Okay. I want to show you something ridiculous.
Okay.
Whoa!
Yeah,
it is like half screen. Welcome to hell. Welcome to die. It's insane, and it's invincible. But the thing is, if you block it, you're hella punished.
Or if you jump it, it's the worst.
It looks too fast.
It is extremely fast, because it's a resource eater.
Is it also raw anti-air? Like if they just jump
if I just jump in.
Oh yeah, but the thing is, you're using meter.
Right.
If he tries to jump in at me, I can. The normal one sucks. Like you can just kick me out of it. Yeah. You can't kick me out if I don't like get it fast enough. Yeah, you have to be like super quick with it. But if you use the resources,
it's godlike.
It's amazing.
It's so dumb.
But the thing about it is, that's about the max damage
you get. Like you get like another little juggle hit off it.
So in other words, if you have full bar, you can get about 20% guaranteed
off of juggle damage.
Off of juggle, but that's gonna be the most you'll ever get, unless you counter break somehow. Right?
So there are Saberwolf is a good character that does a lot of juggle damage. You know, because he has that big eclipse thing is what they call it. Sadira, that's her entire game.
Yeah, well,
that's Sadira. Sadira's combo trait is that she's a Marvel character. Is that she puts you into the sky and puts you in situations where her juggling combo damage is pretty good, and she can get about like 20 to 30% depending on how much meter you use. So
what about just off like a jab anti-air or something like that? Can you get anything?
You'll probably never ever jab anti-air somebody in this game.
Well, okay, maybe
like,
it's
but
just
maybe
standing
jab.
Yeah, stand fierce or whatever your anti-air normal is.
Okay, so check this out. Jump into me.
Whatever you say that.
Jump into me right now, Dustin. Believe.
So
this.
Wait, so do normals knock down when you hit him out of the air?
Yes. Okay. They put you into a juggle state. So try it again. I can probably hit that.
Or you jump to me. Oh, I can jump to me.
Juggle state.
Okay.
Yeah. So that I couldn't have broken any of that because they were all special moves. Special moves, technically in that situation, are all like you can't break them if you're being juggled. That's just pretty much the rule. But if he puts in any button of any kind, completely breakable, but risky as hell because of the counterbreaker situation. Okay. So juggling people is always in your favor, and that's where a lot of the games will eventually evolve to.
If you're in the corner, can you just keep hitting jab and have them bounce off your jab?
Let's find out. Yeah. But
the KV
just got wrecked.
Yeah.
That went into 195. So clearly that's not worth it. And I couldn't even hit him after the second light because the KV.
Yeah, once it maxes out, you're done.
The proper term for putting the KV beyond the limit and spinning you out is called a blowout. That means you can't hit them anymore. And in this situation, 2 jabs blows him out, and he goes flying out. If I did a medium, not blown out yet, because the medium
feels less. Right?
115 and still allows it. Generally, around 100, things will blow out.
So here's another question though. If Sadira is mostly juggles, can you combo break those?
Only if she's on the ground.
Yeah. once she's in the air with you, you literally lose your options to counter.
But her combos start on the ground and then bring you back down and then bring you back up in a lot of situations. She's really fun.
She's a bitch.
I'm trying to think about any kind of basic stuff or even intermediate that we haven't talked about.
We haven't talked about
instinct.
Yeah.
Instinct, yeah.
Instinct.
So let me go ahead and turn these doodads off.
Turn off all this data.
Alright.
So yeah, instinct, like we were saying, is just heavy punch, heavy kick. And Jago, as an example...
It's that little yellow bar on the top.
Exactly. Instinct builds, if you take damage, generally after 1 life bar, you'll have a full bar of instinct. But if you do combo breakers, it builds way more. So if you dish out a lot of combo breakers or counter breakers, you'll build instinct pretty fast.
Okay.
However, so generally the rule of thumb is within your first round, you want to use your instinct. Like, because you're going to build it again in the second round a lot of time. And Jago's the excellent example of this because Jago actually gives him health back. Will recover his health only if he's attacking.
Moving.
He has to be moving forward or attacking.
Really?
Yeah. So the problem is before he just got health back, so he'd run away. He would just up back
Hey,
the whole
turn
way.
off life refill.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks.
So I'll do some damage.
Yeah, just beat me.
Wobble, wobble, wobble.
So pop instinct and don't move. Nothing happens but walk forward.
Dun, 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 dun,
Oh, it's pretty slow.
But
okay.
walk back.
nothing else.
It's
What
nothing.
if you jump forward?
Yeah.
Same thing.
Actually, it didn't look like it was doing anything in the air.
Maybe not.
Yeah,
Oh, it
it's
is.
not.
It's
It's
barely.
barely
it's
built.
barely
when you're on the
Basically,
ground.
travel time on the ground is where you build the health.
So what a lot of Jagos do is when they knock a guy out, they'll pop instinct and take the moment where they're on the ground and they have to recover in between rounds and walk forward a whole bunch.
Which is smart and obnoxious.
Which is a new tactic for Jagos.
Makes sense.
But the issue was that before he just recovered health in general,
So you
but
just
every
do
time
this.
that happened, people just up backed and just ran away, and they were like,
Welcome
"Well, that doesn't
to-
fit the design of the game," so they took
Welcome
it
to
out.
old Jago, right?
Yeah, that was old Jago pretty much.
So, I mean, we could probably go into a little bit more of the character specifics, but
Yeah.
before we do that, one more thing that people are mentioning in there is shadow counters.
Yes.
Okay.
Want to see more of it?
Yeah, let's do shadow. Well,
Well, we did that,
We
right?
didn't do
alpha
shadow
counters.
counters. Yeah, we have not. Done
Oh,
those
you're
yet.
right.
Alpha
Shadow counters, yeah.
Alpha counters is the best
So
way to
go-
describe
Wait, so
shadow
shadow
counters.
counters are alpha? Wait, what?
Well, okay. So what we were doing earlier,
We were doing shadow
we're
breakers.
breaking
Breakers,
the shadow
yeah,
moves
okay.
within the
Okay,
combo.
yeah, yeah.
When you're in block stun, you have yet another option because I mean this game is built around options, so that you always, whether you're being attacked or you're attacking, you have some sort of option to do something when you're just sitting in block stun, because a lot of the times you will.
Yeah, you'll be in blocks and it's stuck from some guy that's just applying pressure like crazy because Saberwolf has an amazing low and he's like doing this, but you can get out of it. It costs a bar, it gives you a free shadow at the start, but it's hard as hell to time. It's like third strike red parrying
Is
in
it
some
is it
situations.
only while you're in block stun?
Yes.
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 Okay.
Only
and
in blocks.
what's the motion for it?
It's both
Mediums.
mediums. While you're blocking, you just hit both mediums.
so what's like what makes it hard to time?
The window, you have a startup, and then your character goes into a window for like, I think it's 5 frames, and if any attack hits within that 5 frames,
you
you
throw
get-
out your shadow move.
you throw out your shadow move, and if it catches, but I'll do a crappy one. Just attack me. No, I was just meant to be. Do it again. And I screwed that one up.
And I get the punish.
Do forward
Oh,
like
because there was no
roundhouse,
I see.
double swords, and nothing happens. So I'm just wasting meter at that point. You know, But if I time it and I know there's going to be a second attack, to do a laser sword after. Oh my god, I'm getting comboed. I knew he was going to do a move after it, so I can shadow counter it.
But I mean, is there startup on it?
Yes.
Yes.
There's
Okay.
startup, and then it holds, and then it has a recovery.
So in other words, if someone's doing a shadow move that's going bop 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 bop, if you shadow counter in the middle of there,
The fourth hit is where that's the golden rule of shadow countering shadow moves is that every shadow move does 5 hits. Every
Yeah,
single one.
okay.
If you do it on the 4th hit, you press the buttons on the 4th hit, it catches the 5th hit.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and there we go. Same thing
So
with
what-
Saberwolf's charging.
What
force.
happens if you do it too early? What happens if you
Do
do
two.
it on the first one?
Like do it okay, yeah, do it on the first one for example. I'm gonna do it to you again. Get
He's
out
gonna
of here.
continue. He's just gonna
Oh.
Get
just
outta
wing
here.
through me.
I see.
because your shadow counter itself
keeps
has to
going.
start up.
Yeah, it keeps
Right?
going.
Okay,
It's not free. This is the equivalent of kind of like red parrying / but it's got some very specific setups.
Yeah.
The easiest one is that if some dude is just doing shadow wind kicks on you all day, yes, I'm going to get my free damage, please. But if you start putting it into situations like this, when freaking Justin Wong started doing this to me, I'm like, okay, I gotta reapply everything I'm doing. Block this really quick.
I hate you, Justin.
Block this really quick. Every Saber Wolf does that. Light, medium, heavy into claws. Perfect shadow counter setup, because this gives you an assload of meter. Like let's turn off meter gain really quick. I'll just show you. You build bar like a mother fifer in this game. If you block attacks, if you block attacks, you'll gain a ton. Let's show an example. Hey, block. Throw fireballs.
Well, you gotta get rid of your meter, right?
Look how much meter
look at
he's
my
gaining just by me blocking
That's
fireballs.
Wow, you
it's a lot.
Super fast.
You have to avoid shit in this game.
So wait, if the enemy blocks your attack,
you get an assload of meter.
But what if you block an attack?
Nothing.
It's similar to kind of
The attacker always gets the benefit in the situation.
It's similar to like Injustice and MK, to be honest. They have kind of the same system where if you are the one doing chip damage or block damage, you're gaining the meter.
So watch this. With Saber Wolf, here's an amazing meter build setup. Just block. Half a bar.
Yeah.
Just off a block
Wow.
setup.
That's a lot.
It's a lot. It is a lot.
So what was he shadow countering?
He was shadow countering the slash because that's what I do to build meter. So he was. Oh god, what have I done?
Gotcha. And in that situation, even though that counts as an opener, because they're blocking it, you can't auto double, right?
No, you can only do the auto double linker shit if it hits.
It hits. Okay.
Now, is there anything? If you're the attacker and you think that the opponent is gonna do a shadow counter, can you do anything about
Yes.
it?
Can you?
Can you
okay, so right now,
or something?
I'm gonna do his just block, and I'm gonna do his wind kick.
Okay. Yeah, you can.
You can
You can bait it with instinct.
You
but
can
that's
bait it with
really the
instinct.
only thing you can do.
Yeah, if you have an instinct cancel, you can turn it into
So
something
technically,
different.
if you instinct cancel it and their shadow comes out, and you
You
block
get-
it,
you
then you
punish
can counter
them.
them.
Yeah,
the
you
big
just
thing.
first of all you wasted a bar, and you're now gonna get punished. For
But instinct is ridiculously
Yeah.
valuable in
So
this
you-
game.
unless that's gonna like net you a kill, you don't really want. Unless like you absolutely have to have it. You're better off just eating the shadow counter and just hopefully breaking.
Yeah. So yeah, shadow counters are a huge part of the game
Yes.
later on because
That
they
makes sense.
they just lead to free, not really free combos because it's breakable, but they lead to free openings.
Right.
So, do you feel like you have meter a lot? I mean, you
Yes.
have meter all the
Yes,
time.
you always,
Always
not
have
always,
meter.
but-
Not always, but not like before. Like before, I think in like the E3 Evo build, you had meter whenever. There could have been
Basically-
10 bars, you wouldn't even have known.
Oh, my
But
God,
now,
that's a fun build.
shadow moves are really important. So in like Saberwolf's example, if you jump in at me, like I'm using bar on this thing,
Yeah,
you
that
know,
makes
like
sense,
my
yeah.
big like freaking. Oh yeah, this is good damage. I'm gonna do the next one. Even like, yeah, this is great. Look, I just got a free 24%, but I'm out of meter, and
Yeah,
I
that makes sense.
can't shadow counter this thing. But you'll build it, like,
Yeah.
and the idea is that if you don't want people to build meter like against you, you have to avoid attacks. You have to like get out of the way and jump. So that this footsie game spacing right here is huge because you don't want to touch each other. So it's like, yeah, there we go. Yeah, I'm better than Godspeed. So yeah, that's essentially where a lot of the game breaks down to.
Man, I know. That hurts. Jeez.
A lot of the game breaks down to those moments, like where it's mid-screen, and there's footsies, there's full screen footsies like
Yes.
crazy. Have you noticed that too, right? Like playing, I didn't think that would happen.
Did you know that his real quick? I don't know if you know this, but his crouching medium goes under that heavy
Yeah.
fireball.
It's amazing.
I love doing that. It's
Sadira's crouching heavy kick. Her sweep goes
Yeah.
goes under Glacius's lance.
I know. I hate that.
I love
God,
it.
I hate that.
I love it.
Where's your
So-
Where's your support for Glacius, man?
I love Glacius, dude. I will play Glacius.
I'm going to play Glacius.
I will play Glacius.
Well,
gonna
is
try
there
to
anything
play.
else about the game engine or systems that you think
That's-
we haven't covered?
I think we just
Pretty
covered
much
it.
it.
The only
Yeah.
thing I can say is that second life bar. When can you do an ultra combo?
Oh, ultras. That's a great example. 20%. When you get somebody to 20%, something will say danger, which will show up in a second. So you see how it wasn't showing up because the white health did not represent how much damage was actually dealt.
Okay.
So you have to get them down to 20% raw life, and at any point you can enter as I think
Once you do an
ultras
opener.
are technically linkers.
Yeah. So as soon as I do an ultra, I can immediately just go straight into the
Yeah, you can just do opener ultra.
How do you do ultra?
It's character specific.
Character specific. Saberwolf's is back forward all 3 punches. Jago's is Shoryu
DP.
all 3 punches, and generally all 3 attacks.
Are they breakable?
No, never.
So like for instance, if let's say I know Max is 1 hit away from death. So if I do like a little combo, I do this, I'm already in the ultra. That's it.
Yeah,
And that
opener
was
ultra.
just an opener straight into the ultra.
Can you like buffer that that opener into the ultra, like
Oh, yeah.
so that when it hits you're in ultra all of a
That's
sudden?
that's actually what I just did.
What can
What
you
if
just
I-
walk up and do crouch medium kick into ultra?
Yeah, I can do short ultra.
Just set it to like 20% life or whatever if you can do that.
Do short ultra. Crouching short. Actually, it's not.
less than 20%.
Here.
15.
Good.
Oh, it didn't. No, I guess you have to put something.
It has to be an opener.
Okay, so it's
because
still
yeah.
it's still an opener, but you know.
I can't break it. I can't do anything. I'm dead.
So there's So
Does it only activate on hit?
yes.
Yes.
Yeah. So if you buffered it in from like a wind kick, for example, like
Yeah,
lower my
try
life
that.
a little bit. Yeah,
You can buffer
on hit. But if I blocked, then you probably
Then
might.
nothing.
Then
I might
nothing
get a
else.
shadow move. I don't know.
Yeah, I'd like to see.
You might get a shadow move cancel.
I might get a DP.
Sweep me really quick, and so I can go down to below 20. Again, I guess. Okay. Now just try it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just
You get it. Okay, so,
So
you
it's
can't
risky.
You can't just option select it.
And also, the input buffer window in this game is huge.
Yes.
Like, it's very lenient.
Okay, so here's another question. So obviously you could use instinct to cancel an ultra, so you could do a second ultra just for fun, right?
Yes. To
Now,
be super fancy.
But here's another question. Earlier you did an ultra combo that was like 8 hits and stopped.
Yes.
So I call them, they're technically competitive ultras.
Yeah.
Where ultra combos are important. Like you need them. They're a part of the game,
it's setting
even in
off your
competition.
opponent,
You need that to be there. So, unlike MK, you kind of have to. Fatalities aren't necessary in competition. People don't do them, but you need to do ultras. But they last like 30 effing seconds, and they're very flashy. You press the mediums at any point in your ultra, and you will do an ultra ender, which essentially stops it. Which is like, okay, we've seen this 100 times, dude. We don't need to watch it anymore. And you can just end it.
But it does all the same damage, or is that only after the opponent's dead?
Anytime you activate Ultra, they're dead.
Yeah, so once the ultras,
immediate death.
and that's why they're so important, because if you're in a situation where you're almost dead, but so are they, and you get that first hit on the opener, once the ultra once that flash starts,
The life bar just goes.
that's
life bar
it.
just
The game's
disappears.
done. You've won the set.
That's
or
why
you've
the
lost set.
Ultras are important for gameplays, because once you hit the Ultra, they're dead.
Oh, that's actually kind of nice, though. That's like, okay, I don't need to see this again.
They're called Nice Guy Ultras. But what's funny is that a lot of I actually call them like No Mercies, because if you guys remember the old KI, No Mercies were kind of lame. Sometimes like
yeah.
Saberwolf smacked you in the ass in one. So it's like this as an example is kind of effing cool, if I do this into something really
They
big
all
and
look
fancy.
pretty cool. Every character has their own little variation. And
So here's where things get a little like fun. You can stick this at any point in the Ultra. So I'll just do this and let the whole thing play out. Hopefully I don't fuck it
let
up.
it rock. You know.
No, I'm not.
Fuck it up, Max. Damn it.
So I can put it at the very end for even more style.
Even after the ultra's done,
At any
technically,
point.
Yeah.
But there's even crazier things. This is just for like fucking around. Orchids sends out a giant fire cat that jumps over her head, and if you're in a corner, it causes a wall bounce. You can hit 1 frame out of 60 and cancel it into a shadow for 3 ultras. I practiced it for 2.5 hours last night.
I saw you tweet about it.
Yeah, and I was like,
today,
I finally did it. Oh my god. And it took me so long because there's no way to 137.
You can get more off doubles, or you can get the same amount on doubles as well.
With Orchid, I'm not surprised.
Well, yeah.
I'm not surprised because mine is very specific. But yeah, there's goofy things you can do with this stuff just for flash. And that's kind of the whole point of KI is that it's all flash and crazy BS just like the old game.
But you know what my favorite thing was? At Wednesday Night Fights when they were playing, they said, fancy ultra combo or handshake?
Yes. Yes.
Because whenever one guy started
Just
styling,
leave.
the other guy just got up and walked away.
Asshole.
I can see that. I can see
Total.
that.
Yeah, it's Asshole Ultra is instinct canceling for a second Ultra and doing like 130 hits, which has now lasted 45 seconds, and thanks bro, I'm already out of the arcade. So, yeah, it's what you want to do with it. You have the option of being a nice guy, doing a single Ultra, being flashy, or whatever.
Okay. Anything else about game engine systems?
Oh, and to do Ultra Enders, you just press the mediums. That's it.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
It's like doing a counter breaker, technically, you know, in the end of your Ultra.
Well, I would like to start getting into character stuff, but let's take a break first.
Sure. Yeah, for sure. Okay.
I just did an asshole.
Do it now.
Oh, I was a bit.
You can do it after. Yeah. Like I'll show you something ridiculous. You do your Ultra and just ender it with Shadow Tiger Fury at the end.
Do my Ultra.
Yeah, do the Ultra. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
There's a lot of words in this game. There's a lot of words in this game.
After I activate the Ultra, you just want me to...
Yeah, just to show you something goofy. I go into the normal full Ultra, and then for the juggle period at the end, do a Shadow Tiger Fury. But then cancel that Shadow Tiger Fury into Bluff. Into Shadow, into Ender. Okay. And see what it looks like. Right. And try to juggle them off of that. So just let it play through, and then uppercut him.
When he comes down, or right when I launch him?
Just try it, you know? Just show you what happens. So, you can be in the air, and it'll bring you back down to the ground. So you can wait till they fall, teleport back down to the ground, and, like, smack them. It looks ridiculous.
I'm gonna try this now.
I'm gonna try. I've gotten it happen once, but it's like one frame that you have to hit him with this little side slash. So get the shadow.
Yeah, that looks pretty tough. Ooh. Oh.
So you gotta wait till they fall, and then teleport back down, and then smack them. It's like, holy shit!
Ridiculous.
He's a wizard!
Alright,
Alright, break down, yeah.
We'll be right back.